After trying the stick, President Obama may be about to use the carrot again to pursue foreign policy among the uncooperative. First, it was Iran, now Russia. Correspondent Kevin Corke fills us in tonight from the White House.
Another sanctions relief windfall. Only this time, it's Russia that stands to benefit. And Secretary of State John Kerry says it could happen within months.
With effort and with bona fide, legitimate intent to solve the problem on both sides, it is possible in these next months to find those Minsk agreements implemented and to get to a place where sanctions can be appropriately, because of the full implementation, removed.
But Kerry says the Russians first will have to live up to the Minsk agreements, brought on after the collapse of a ceasefire between Ukrainian forces and pro-Russian separatists. The deal was supposed to get Moscow and Kiev to the bargaining table, but the Kremlin violated the accord by continuing its assault on Ukraine. The Obama administration retaliated with heavy sanctions, but they largely failed to alter Russia's behavior. Undeterred, the White House is now poised to try a familiar tactic in an effort to forge a breakthrough. Call it dollars for diplomacy, a combination of sanctions relief, financial incentives, even prisoner swaps in exchange for diplomatic cooperation. It's a strategy the administration used in reopening relations with communist Cuba, in implementing the Iran nuclear deal, and perhaps next on the Russians.
Vladimir Putin has ignored the president's sanctions and warnings of Ukraine and Crimea. Secretary Kerry is now trying to find a way to patch relations with Russia and maybe look the other way on certain issues so the president can leave office on a high note concerning relations with Moscow.
Washington also wants Moscow to help end the war in Syria by pressuring dictator Bashar al-Assad to leave power. And according to the Financial Times, Russian President Vladimir Putin may be on board. The paper says he sent an emissary to Damascus to ask Assad to step down, who in turn angrily refused. A Kremlin official, perhaps hoping to save face, later refuted the account, saying, "No, that's not so." Meanwhile, Brett, the tensions between the two nations continues as the U.S. announcing today the decertification of 5 Russian consular offices here in this country in retaliation, they say, for poor treatment of U.S. diplomats. Those offices were in California, Utah, Minnesota, Florida, and Puerto Rico. A 6th office in Colorado was unaffected, Brett.
Kevin Corke live on a snowy North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.